Good morning, everybody, and welcome to week 7 of Hannah's pelvic floor and core strengthening class. The aim of this class is to build a deeper connection with our pelvic floor muscles and our core muscles, learn how to use breath work and some simple exercises to strengthen those muscles. Today we have a topic, and we're going to be talking about pelvic floor and our mental health. I really love talking about the connection between exercise and mental health, and so it seemed natural that today we would talk about pelvic floor and mental health. So there's going to be, I don't want to call it a lecture, but there'll be some information and some talking at the beginning of the class. Then we'll do some exercising. We will be on the floor for all of the exercises, so bear that in mind if being down on the floor is not something you're totally comfortable with. We will be using an incline for a couple of the exercises. So I'm going to use, you can see the sofa behind me, I'll have my hands up on the sofa and my feet on the floor. Using something like an exercise bench is ideal if you have one. I do not. A sturdy chair, something like the sofa, works really well. Something that isn't going to move when you place your hands on it, and it can hold your weight. Other than that, no equipment necessary. You might want to have your water that you can sip while I'm talking. But yes, let's begin. All right, so pelvic floor and mental health. Now, our mental and our physical health are absolutely linked in so many ways. When we move our bodies, feel-good hormones are produced, which make us, feel good. When we exercise, we improve our functional physical abilities, which is really just a way of saying that exercise makes us fitter and makes movement easier. And that, in turn, improving that functional physical ability, being fitter, improves our daily lives, makes daily tasks easier to do. When moving is easy and it feels good, our brains feel good. Everybody think of a time when something has hurt physically, like a sore shoulder or back pain or trouble with your wrist or whatever it is, and the effect that that has on your mood, sadness, frustration. Not to mention that those daily activities just don't feel so straightforward anymore. That can really have an effect on your mood and on your mental health. We've talked previously about how pelvic floor is affected by emotions. We mentioned that, I think, in the very first class. So we're going to look at this a little bit deeper today. So I want to start by quoting from a study that I read while preparing for this class. So the quote: "Women who have pelvic floor dysfunction can also have high levels of depression and anxiety and experience low mood and emotional distress, impacting their quality of life." Sounds really depressing, and I'm sorry, it's women who are quoted and women were surveyed. So much of pelvic health and the research behind it is centered on women, but that isn't to say that men are not affected by pelvic health. Of course you are. You have pelvic floor muscles, you need them to do basically all of the same things. I think that the bias is always towards studying women because we go through a lot. We can go through a great amount of pelvic trauma, and by that I mean pregnancy and childbirth, and there isn't a comparison for the male experience. But when I say women, that's just the studies that I found, and that's not to discount men's experience with pelvic health. Most of these things are definitely applicable, and all of the exercises super applicable for you too. So that quote: "Women who have pelvic floor dysfunction have high levels of depression and anxiety," which is really sad. But it makes me ask the question, what comes first? Does the pelvic floor dysfunction affect your mood, or do the mental health struggles affect the pelvic floor? Which comes first in that equation. So let's look at how actually both of these things can be possibilities. So when we're tense, or we're worried, or we're angry, stressed, feeling those negative emotions, a comical, I'm reading, I can't read, obviously. A common and physical are right next to each other. A common physical reaction is to be tense, and to be tense in our faces. Imagine yourself frowning. That's a really tense face. And tension through your jaw can actually create tension through your pelvic floor. Tension generally in your body is going to be felt, you know, all over. If I'm stressed, I carry it across my shoulders and my neck. I'm really tense through those areas, and that kind of thing is different for everybody. You might carry tension in a different spot. It might be really focused in your face, maybe you clench your glutes, you squeeze your bum when you're feeling stressed. It could be in other parts of your body. Can be felt all over. So yeah, tension through your jaw has a direct link to your pelvis, which is really interesting, I think. Actually, when I was pregnant with my second child, I learned about this, and so I coached my husband to prompt me to relax my face while I was in labor, in an attempt to kind of relax through my pelvis. And he did do it. I made him say to me every time I was grimacing, relax your face, relax your face. I can't say how successful that was on its own. I did have an easier birth the second time than the first. How much it was down to relaxing my face, I'm not sure. But anyway, it was interesting. And I've always remembered that. So yeah, tension from pelvic floor. But a bigger factor is how the pelvic floor dysfunction itself affects our mental well-being. So talking about pelvic health and dysfunction, it comes with lots of feelings. Maybe you feel embarrassed maybe about these things. Nobody really wants to admit out loud that they suffer from incontinence or that they leak when they sneeze. These are not, you know, they're normal and they're common, but it's not everyone's favorite topic of conversation. And these feelings of shame can be really isolating. And as well, that need to always be near to the bathroom if you're suffering with that urge incontinence. It can make it difficult to participate fully in social activities. If you're always concerned with the bathroom, how can you be totally engaged in your situation? And it's a slippery slope to staying at home more, seeing friends less, increasing the shame and the loneliness, and this cycles on and on. An article I read when I was preparing this class stated that, I'm going to read right from the sheet so I get it right, stated that over 56% of women with urge incontinence report symptoms of anxiety, and over 37% report symptoms of depression. So I'll just read that again. Women with, again, it's women. I can't tell you that the statistics are going to be exactly the same for men, but I mean, we all feel emotions, and we all suffer from incontinence, or you know, it's possible. So I would guess that, you know, these statistics are not far away from them too. So more than half of women who have urge incontinence, so that's that feeling that you absolutely have to go and you can't hold it. Over half of women who suffer with that have symptoms of anxiety, and more than a third have symptoms of depression. So it seems huge. Pelvic floor dysfunction can become a chronic condition if it's not treated, if it's not taken action upon, and that can lead to depression. It's very sad. It sounds well, there's not much uplifting to say about this. Anyway, but saying that, we know that because we're in this class and we're following these courses, we don't need to despair, because breathwork and targeted exercises can help strengthen our pelvic floor muscles and improve those symptoms of dysfunction. And this is ashamed of your pelvic floor dysfunction, and so you go out less, and then you feel more lonely and you feel more sad, and it continues and it continues. But it can work the other way too. If your pelvic floor symptoms are reduced, you're going to feel happier. And this is going to have a positive effect on your pelvic floor in itself. Less tension in your body and increased ability to be relaxed also helps your pelvic floor. And we've been talking a lot about relaxation during these classes, and it's really the key. Less stress and tension overall, not only in the pelvic floor, it helps our overall well-being, and it helps especially with your pelvic floor. We're going to work on some strengthening exercises now, and we're going to finish with our relaxation, a little guided chill out, a guided relaxation at the end here. Okay, feel like I talked at length. I do need a drink. I genuinely find it really, really interesting. So I hope that everybody else does too. Well, that would be a shame. All right, we are going to think about our connection breath. We're going to put ourselves into a new position today. We're going to lie on our side. So I'm going to move my footstool out the way. Bring my piece of paper to the floor so I don't forget what we're doing. And we're going to come down to the ground. So if you were sitting, let's stand up and shake yourself around. I'm going to step 1 foot forwards. Take that heel up and the back foot and bend your knee. Hinge at the hip here. Hands on either side of your front foot. Come down to knees. Good. We're on all fours. I want you to come onto one side. And we're going to lie on our sides to start with. So, let's see. You'll want to be propped up on an elbow here. Or you could even use a pillow. If you want to be down and holding your head, make yourself comfortable on your side. I was going to tilt my camera a little bit so you can see less of the ceiling and more of me. So down, you can hold yourself on your elbow if you want to be higher up. I would probably suggest coming right down if you're comfortable on your side, just like this. And we're going to straighten our legs out to begin with. And we're going to lie here and do those Kegels and think about that connection breath. It feels like a really different position, but maybe you sleep on your side, so hopefully not too uncomfortable. So let's think about taking some. Actually, I'm going to bend my knees, and if it's not comfortable having your legs straight, think about bending those knees a little bit. So take a big inhale here, and exhale. Just think about breathing for a moment. We're going to expand that rib cage and belly as we breathe in, and feel them shrinking as you breathe out. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's start thinking about the pelvic floor. Let's inhale, think about it relaxing. Make sure you're not squeezing your bum. Exhale, contract. As you inhale, think about the elevator moving down. And as you exhale, the elevator comes up. Inhale, exhale. Other things to think about the flower unfurling as you inhale and the petals folding back in as you exhale. Run through a couple of breaths here. Now we do kind of want to think about alignment, and it's a little bit trickier here as we're on our side. To have your rib cage directly in line with your hips is tricky just because I'm lower down, but you don't want to be leaning forward and you don't want to be leaning back. So kind of have a look here and see rib cage to hip. I know I kind of have a curve here, but ribcage on top of hips. So I'm not leaning forward, I'm not leaning back. It's just a little bit trickier to see. Our legs don't have to be directly in line because we have our knees bent. And then with your shoulder, you don't want to be rolling forward at the shoulder or rolling back. You want this shoulder kind of pointing up towards the ceiling. To check, you can hold that arm out. Are you pointing forwards or backwards? Think about a straight line. And you want to be nice and relaxed here. So let's think about those Kegel exercises now that we're all in line. I feel like this can't be exercise. I'm so just reclined on the floor. I'm looking at myself on the camera. It looks really silly, but we are going to exercise from the side lying position. So we're going to do those Kegels where we hold the contraction of the pelvic floor. So let's take a nice big inhale. You can have one hand on your belly and think about it expanding. Relax that pelvic floor. As you exhale, pick it up and let's hold here. Hold that contraction for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Inhale and exhale. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, relax. Exhale, contract and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Inhale. Relax. Exhale. Contract and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do 2 more rounds of this. Inhale. Relax. Exhale. Contract and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And relax there. Let's think about our exercise part of the class now. So I want you to stay lying on your side. My feet and my legs are stacked on top of each other. So we're going to do a clamshell exercise. I love this one. Feet together. We're going to open those knees and then bring them back together. We're going to move really slowly. Now the inhale is where we open and the exhale is where we close. As we exhale, we're going to squeeze our bums too. So inhale, relax, exhale, squeeze through those glutes, pick up the pelvic floor, bring that knee down. Think about squeezing that knee back to place. Let's keep going. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, open, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, relax. And exhale. Squeeze. Good. Keep those knees bent, and we're going to come up into a side plank position. So we're going to push ourselves up. I like my elbow on the floor. Here we go. My knees and my elbow are holding me up in the side plank position. Relax for a second because I'm going to time us. If you want to have a pillow, I find my elbow is digging into the floor unpleasantly. So you might want to have a pillow, rolled up jumper or something, a blanket underneath your elbow there, and that will help. So try and have this hand relaxed on the floor. We're in this side position. You're going to push yourself up. So you're held up by your knees and this elbow, and we're going to hold here for 30 seconds. So take some nice deep breaths. We're going to think about that alignment. It's hard. I find this a difficult position to stay in. So let's just try and take deep breaths. Don't worry too much about the pelvic floor right now. There's a lot to think about. So let's just hold here. Deep breaths. Trying to think about a nice alignment. So your straight line all the way up, knees to head. And there we go. Relax back down. Very good. Let's come back down. So we're Oh, a little more comfortable. And I want you to stretch that top leg out. We're going to raise and lower that leg. This feels very 80s aerobic video. That's maybe why I like it. We're going to inhale as we raise and we'll exhale as we lower. So as we lower, we're really going to squeeze your bum, pick up that pelvic floor. We'll move nice and slowly. So here we go. Inhale, relax, exhale, squeeze. The height that you lift your leg is totally up to you. It doesn't have to be extremely high off the floor, just as long as you can get that lift and lower. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale nice and slowly up, exhale down. Good. We'll do one more. Inhale and exhale. Good, very good. All right, we're on our side, so we're going to have to switch to the other side. Push yourself up to seated, and let's bring those legs around, and we're going to come down to the other side. So get yourself comfortable here, down with that elbow. We're not going to repeat the Kegels. We'll start with that clamshell. So try and get comfortable here. Think about your alignment. So make sure you're you can see here my torso is way in front of my hips. So I want to be in a straight line. There we go. Knees and feet together. Feet are going to stay together. We're going to open at the knees as we inhale and exhale. Squeeze your bum. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, relax, exhale, really think about the squeeze. Inhale. I'll do one more. Good. We're going to push ourselves up into that side plank now. So adjust that arm. So you're holding with your elbow, hand and elbow. You might want to have that pillow. We're going to push ourselves up onto knees. So, it takes it. There we go. It really helps if you're in a straight line. All right, let's hold here 30 seconds. Just take some deep breaths. Try and be relaxed with this hand on the floor. So not holding a tight fist. You can think about pulling that belly button in towards your spine. So engaging the core muscles here and trying to keep a straight line from your knees to your head. I'm thinking about having, a nice straight spine. I'm not doing anything strange with my neck, apart from looking at my watch. Okay, good, and relax. And then let's come down to lie right on your side again. Let's stretch that. Check your alignment here, make sure you're in a straight line all the way down. And I just need to move so that I have space to stretch up my leg. And then we're going to do those leg raises. So here we go. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze your bum. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. One more. Very good. All right, we're done on our side. So you can turn yourself onto your back. You can just roll onto your back from your side. I just want to have my head this way, so I'm going to move around. And we're going to come right onto our back. Knees bent. We're going to do some dead bugs. That's where we lower our arm and opposite leg to the floor as we inhale, and then as we exhale, we pick them back up. So as we inhale Oh, too close to the sofa. Always too close to the sofa. Here we go. As we inhale, we reach down. As we exhale, we come back to center. You'll want to be thinking about squeezing that bum, picking up that pelvic floor as you lift your leg again. So here we go. Nice, relax on the way down. Exhale. I like to do this exercise really slowly, so you can really think about breathing. Good, nice and slow. Good, relax those feet down. All right, we're going to roll over. And we're going to push ourselves up to find that incline. I'm just going to move the camera so that you can see a little bit better. I'm going to use the sofa. So find a spot for your incline. I'm going to have my hands here on the sofa. And I walk my feet out so I'm in this nice 45-degree to the floor position. You want to think about having your hands directly underneath your shoulders and having those feet about a foot width apart. And we're just going to hold this plank here and think about some deep breaths. Going to hold for probably about 30 seconds, maybe a little longer. Good. So let's take some deep breaths to begin. Let's think about our connection breath. Let's big inhale and relax. Exhale up the pelvic floor. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, and one more. Good. Stay where you are. Relax if you need to. I'm just giving myself a different piece of furniture to use. The sofa is a little bit soft. I think, yeah, there we go, perfect. So stay in that incline, and we're going to do some mountain climbers. So you're going to draw one knee towards your chest at a time. Think about a nice straight spine. So don't look down at your feet. Try and focus on a spot in between your hands. We're just driving one knee and then the other. One and the other. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Nice and slowly. 2, 1, and 2. Good. And relax. And let's come down to the floor again. All right, I just need to drink. Have a drink if you need to. We're going to stay on the ground. We'll do a couple more exercises and then we'll do our little relaxation. All right, so down to the floor and onto your back one more time. Oops. So lying flat. Floor. And another thing I like to think about to engage those core muscles is imagine that I'm pulling my hip bones towards each other. So kind of this way. Belly button's coming in hip bones are coming towards each other. So really getting some good engagement and thinking about breathing as we run through this. Here we go. Inhale, and we'll exhale as we lift the foot. Good. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you lift. Good. Couple more. One more each side. Good, and then lower both feet nice and slowly. And then we'll do a round of our heel slide action. One foot and the other. Inhale. Exhale. So as we inhale, we're relaxing. And as we exhale and bring that foot back, that pelvic floor is also coming up. So what your feet are doing is kind of mirroring that pelvic floor. Relaxing, drawing back up. Relax, contract. Relax, contract. Last one here. Good, very good. All right, I want you to stretch your legs out one at a time, nice and slowly here, and get comfortable on the floor. Let's bring our arms down to our sides, and I'd like you to shut your eyes. And we're going to try and do a nice relaxation. We're going to start by thinking about our feet. Let your feet fall away from each other. Let your toes relax, not holding any tension. You can wiggle them a little bit and then let them be still. Traveling all the way up to your legs. Legs are relaxed. We're nice and relaxed through our pelvis. You're not squeezing your bum. We're not engaging our core muscles, but we're taking nice deep breaths. Focus on that breathing for a moment. Feel that belly expand as you inhale. Traveling all the way up to our shoulders. Your shoulders are relaxed into the floor. They're not tense, and they're away from your ears. Fingers are relaxed on the floor and spread out. You're not holding a fist. Hands are relaxed. Spin those palms to face up now, and just let your fingers curl. Keep those nice deep breaths. And now think about your face. Your forehead is relaxed, no frowning. We're not thinking about anything else but lying and taking deep breaths. Keep your eyes closed. And let your jaw relax. Feel the muscles in your face be slack, relaxed. Not trying to make any kind of expression. We're just breathing. We'll take a couple more deep breaths here. And I want you to start by wiggling your toes. So wake up those toes, and then we're going to draw one foot up and then the other. So your feet are flat on the floor here. You can move those hips from side to side, waking up that lower body. Wiggle your fingers here, and let's pick those hands up and fold them on your chest. You can open your eyes, and let's roll those feet, roll those legs onto one side. So you push yourself up, or you stay. We're going to push ourselves up, but we're going to start on our sides, and then very slowly push yourself up to sitting. We were on the floor for a long time, so you might feel a little bit dizzy. Hopefully not, but it can be a thing if you get up too fast. So let's slowly come up to all fours now. Take your time, take as long as you need. We're going to bring one foot up. Hopefully you're close enough to some furniture to help you here climb up and onto your feet. And that is the end of our class. Oh, that was quite nice to lie there and not think about anything but taking deep breaths. I enjoyed that. And now it looks like it's trying its very best to snow outside. Anyway, hope everybody enjoyed. That was a fun one. Next week, we will be much heavier emphasis on the exercise and less of the lecture. And I hope that
Thank you, Hannah. That was awesome.
Like it.
Thank you, Hannah. That was awesome.
I think I should get into the habit of doing a little exercise, doing a little relaxation. Usually take the time to do, but actually, if you think about it, it's quite nice. So yeah, I encourage you to be relaxed today, no tension in your face or otherwise. I need to work on a better way to sign this class off. Thanks, everybody. This was really good. I will see you next week for more pelvic floor. Bye.